Hey, welcome back to Ask Allison. Here's today's question. I work with children and teens, and a friend of mine recommended marketing with troop leaders, coaches, dance instructors, and youth center type managers. I really like the idea, but it also seems a little creepy. Is it creepy? So, first, I want to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us today. Are you creepy? No, I'm just kidding. Like, I know this concern, and it comes from this underlying belief that marketing is in some way bad or bothersome or lecherous. You're probably imagining these community partners feeling like you're asking them for something or taking something from them. You're imagining yourself being this like cheesy, salesy person that you've never been in your life. So I want to plant a different image in your head, but first we need more specificity. So which children and teens are you niche to work with? Who and how you approach potential referral sources is determined by your niche. So maybe you specialize in elementary aged kids who experience trauma, you take Medicaid, and work almost exclusively with kids in the foster care system. Um, Maybe you specialize in working with anxious type A teens who are hell-bent on getting into Ivy League schools at any cost, and they're well-meaning parents who worry that they've pushed their kids too hard. In the Venn diagram of marketing these two practices, there's some overlap, but it's not huge. So let's work with both examples. Let's say it's example A. We're going to call him John. John goes to a youth center and he plays soccer, and the youth center manager and the soccer coach have worked with kids for years, but they feel really out of their depth with John. He acts out more intensely. He's deeply sensitive to redirection. He isolates, and they get glimpses of this sweet kid inside, but John is so well defended because of what he's gone through, and they feel like they can't ever get through. They know John's been in therapy before. His caseworker has let them know. They know from comments from his foster mom when they've tried to address the behavior that he's not able to be seen at the frequency that she feels like he needs because the agency and the therapist are overburdened. So they worry for John and they really want a good life for him. And they're not social workers. They don't know all the resources, and it's not their place to go out of their way to do the research. So one day they meet you. You describe who you work with, and John is on their mind the whole time you talk. They can tell that you're warm and you would feel safe for a kid who's been through everything John's been through. You seem thoughtful and smart, but not in a pretentious way. You're interested in them and their work as well, and it feels good for them to be able to talk about what they do with another professional who works with kids. They get your information. They reach out to John's foster parents because they want what's good for John, and they believe you'd be an amazing person in his life. That feels really different, right? It doesn't feel creepy. It feels like you're being of service. That's what marketing is. So let's talk about Jane. She stopped spending time with friends. She stopped doing basically anything except things that will get her into a great college. She wants desperately to be successful, and her entire sense of self is bound up in her achievements such that an A minus makes her feel like a failure. And she is trying so hard, but it's making her more miserable the harder she tries. She doesn't see it as a problem most of the time. She's not super in touch with her emotions. She believes that most people must suffer for success. Maybe she feels like she's not as naturally smart or naturally talented as other people, and so she has to work extra hard to be on their level or to be good enough. So naturally, she also excels in ballet, and she's an avid volunteer with Girl Scouts and the local food pantry, and basically anything else that looks great on a college application and makes her feel like she's doing her part and she's a good person. So you talk to the owner of her dance studio, who initially really admired Jane's work ethic, but now realizes that her work ethic is driving her to a breakdown. So you talk about your work with these success-obsessed kids. She sees that you really get it, and you wouldn't fall into this admiration reinforcement trap that most adults in Jane's life have fallen into. She also thinks that Jane would respect you, and hopefully she'd open up to you. She's been really worried about Jane, and if she's being honest, she's also been kind of irritated by her really intense go, go, go energy. And she knows her parents have been looking for someone to help Jane slow down, and that they feel guilty for sinking so much money into tutoring and extracurriculars when they clearly made the situation worse instead of better. The studio owner feels like you would be a really great solution and feels a little bit like a hero for being the one to refer the parents to you. Not creepy at all, right? So you see how the version of marketing and networking that you have in your head impact how your clients find you. What if you don't reach out to these people? Your clients and their families may not get the incredible benefit of working with you, because if they can't find you, they're not going to call you. They may not seek help at all because they never found a therapist that felt like a really good fit. This is part of why the specificity of your niche is so important. The how to marketing, we talked about the mindset. The how is a whole other conversation. But you can see that if your mindset prevents you from putting yourself out there, you never even get to the marketing part of your practice. And if you need help with the marketing part of your practice and you want a good bit of individual attention, check out the Inner Circle like right now at abundanceparty.com/inner circle, because doors close to it tonight at midnight. In the Inner Circle, we teach you how to market. We help you hone your marketing. Like, we lay our eyes on it and give you feedback before you put it out into the world, or maybe after you've put it out into the world if it's already out there. And we work through the mindset stuff that's going on behind the scenes so that you can feel really confident when you market in a way that feels comfortable, feels good, gets clients in the door because they found you. Again, that's abundanceparty.com/inner circle. If you have a question for Ask Allison, please DM me on Instagram. I'm abundance_practice_building.